these drivers talk.
Then you
know
are
what
going
I
to
don't
get
want?
murdered.
I do not. Fine, but at least I'm going to be well rested and I'm going to look great at my funeral.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Welcome to the Calm Down podcast.
Week 9. This is what she looks like.
Week 9 in the books. My girl,
6 a.m.
straight off of a flight from Green Bay. Where are we connecting to? Well, connecting through.
I connected through Minneapolis.
Through Minneapolis.
The problem is this. The 6:15 flight haunted me all weekend long because it's a 4:30 pickup. Then here's my concern. Ready? And there was no need to have concern, but I like to add extra anxiety onto myself.
So what we do?
The wake up is 4. So I'm up at 12:30, 1:30.
Because we're afraid we're going to sleep through that alarm. Happen.
The car pickup is by a young man who was great. He didn't make me feel a certain way, but because I have anxiety about how tired I am, he was telling me this is already his 3rd trip to Appleton. So I'm thinking, are you tired? Are you caffeinated? Are you awake? Roads are wet.
You think about that?
Yeah. Real psycho over here. So I'm sitting here in the back seat looking, making sure.
You did have an experience, though. I forgot about that guy that fell asleep. Okay, this is rooted in something this is substantiated because you have had a situation where somebody fell asleep while driving you. Okay.
I just don't trust people I don't know driving me. Think about it. We just get in cars.
Oh, I know. We've talked about this.
Like somebody could have a medical condition. They could be under the influence. They could have been, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, this is where you and I are very different people because I'm just jumping in anyone's car and being excited
what you and
that
Greg
I don't
said
have
that
to drive.
time. Yeah.
Like Greg and I, when Greg was on the podcast, him and I are the same way. We get off that plane and we get straight into that car and we don't know when they say, well, such and such address, we're like this. Sure. Have no idea if that's actually where we're going. It could be an empty warehouse and I'm going to get murdered. And I just go, sure. No problem.
I even went a step further and I Wazed the Appleton airport so I knew how long I had to keep him awake.
This is crazy. This is me. At 4:30 in the morning when I'm getting in the car, I'm closing my eyes.
I can't do that. I don't want him to close his eyes.
This is what I say to the driver. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to talk. I'm just going to go back to sleep. Is that okay? Because I don't want them to think that I'm rude. I'm telling you, these drivers talk.
Then you are going to get murdered.
I do not, fine, but at least I'm going to be well rested and I'm going to look great at my funeral, okay? Because I do not want to spend the extra 45 minutes to the airport. I get excited when the airport's far away. I know it's 45 more minutes. I get to sleep.
No, not me. I'm so worried about a medical condition, falling asleep at the wheel, being caffeinated. I've got the Waze. I'm like, 15 minutes left. So what do you got planned this week? When do you go? I'm so concerned. I'm very worried.
Did you ever think maybe they don't want to talk? Maybe they're like,
he started talking to me. That's how I knew I was the 3rd trip already at 4:30 in the morning. So I was like, when did you start? He goes, after the game last night. So I was like, wait, you've had no sleep? No sleep. So then I'm up.
Oh, God.
I'm up.
Look, I'll chat about all day. I am probably on one of the Uber settings, like the lower rating, because all I want to do is talk. But anything before 8 a.m., I ain't saying a word. After 8 a.m., we'll talk about your family. We'll talk about your education. We'll talk about anything you want to.
No.
But not before 8 a.m. No. Night.
Yeah.
I wonder if they get mad. Sometimes I think to myself, do they get mad? Because I am like putting my bag on the seat and then I'm using it as a pillow, shoes off. Obviously,
you're laying
I'm not
down?
a Neanderthal.
There's asses that have been on that seat. You good?
Well, it's not, my face isn't on the seat. My head's on the bag, my own travel bag, my tote. See, maybe you couldn't do that with the backpack. You can do it with the tote.
I had to put the tote in a garbage bag on the field. I didn't even bring the tote out for a second half. I just said, leave the tote inside. You know?
Okay, let's talk about this. Because my girl got herself a real Green Bay greeting. How many games have you worked in Green Bay.
2000.
Right. Starting in the year 2000 to now. So 24 years and 2,000 games. It was a torrential downpour. I don't
Holy
need to say anything
shit.
that you don't already know. I'm just trying to give you a minute to think about that. Like
Rain fucking sideways. I'm doing my first hit that came 7 minutes into the game. No, I'm kidding. And
this is me. I told Erin this earlier, and I'm just going to tell it with you guys because we're all friends. I get so excited every time Erin comes on TV. Again, I'm sitting in my little highlight desk area, and I know when her game's going to come on, and I'm like, okay, and I'm waiting, and I've got my phone up, and I'm taking the video, and then when she doesn't come on right away, I'm like, where the hell is she? What's happening? And then I'm like, oh, we got to wait for Detroit's first series. And the second my little cream machine popped up on that screen looking as cute as can be, only Erin can look that good in rain gear. She's got the wool sweater on. She's got the cute cream matching hat, matching boots. My girl was a monochromatic dream.
Could have spotted me a mile away. Well, I want to pause this conversation, but I'm the same way with you. And I told you this today. Find me 2 other females that do this. I got the TV going in the room, the hotel room, but I got stuff going on. I got masks, I got plucking, I've got teeth whitener. I got to get ready. And so you guys are on. So I just bring my laptop and my YouTube TV, not an ad, but I'd love it to be. And I'm watching you guys and I love it so much. And then you go to commercial, I jump in the shower. Like I got to be out.
I got to tell you, when you told me that
if you're in,
I love you so much. And
you're
look
out of
here,
commercial.
This is going to be an Erin and Charissa love fest of one another for a second. I don't think it can be overstated how wonderful it is to have a friend that not only does the exact same thing that the other one does, but also will take the time out to listen. Because this is me at 5:30 in the morning in my dressing room before my Sunday show.
I was up
on a 3-minute long voice note. Just venting to Erin about a few things, just work-wise that, we have such high expectations for ourselves and we want everything to be perfect. So the ability that I had to vent to you and then you immediately calmed me down with a response because you knew exactly what I was going through. If anyone out there has a best friend that does exactly what they do, it is a real goddamn gift because I just was able to then go out and do my job. But if I didn't have that, I probably would have called Steve and he would have been like, what? So thank you for letting me bother you on a day that you're working and getting ready for your job to bitch about mine, and just not in a negative way. We just really want everything to be wonderful. So thank you for being such a good friend. I love you.
We care so much that it's almost to the point that it's suffocating and nauseating for us. And it frustrates us when others don't care as much as we do. So that's a problem and also a luxury. I don't know.
It's a blessing and a curse I think that, and I don't know, whatever respective field you're in, if you're a lawyer, if you're, I don't know, you work in retail. I don't know. If you work in retail and you go into that dressing room and someone's just left all those clothes behind and you're like, it's not that big of a deal. Whatever the situation is, I just want you, Erin, to know how grateful I am that I can vent to you about something and you always offer up a perfect solution. I
loved yesterday's weather. Hold on, we didn't finish that. I loved a weather like that because
why?
I had really prepared and I felt good about my day in terms of like, I knew the stories I definitely wanted to hit. I'm also psycho. You probably know this. I bring laminated little things and I put my notes in there. Tell people that though,
because I know some people listening either are broadcasters or want to be or whatever, because I think that's an important tip and trick.
So I walk around, which I threw that out, my stupid leather thing, which I got to remind myself, Marley, I got to buy a new one because it was soaked. I have like my notes, the flip chart that tells you the guy's numbers, names, where they're from. Because sometimes you're like, wait, who the hell is this? What's going on?
Yeah, after you're on your 9th string, tackle, whatever.
Exactly. So, and then I have all my stories. But I knew since the weather was going to be really bad, I wasn't going to be able to flip around and look at all this. So I was like, okay, how do I make this as easy as possible? Let's be honest. I'm only getting on 3 times a game, 4 if I'm lucky, if it's a good day. So it was like, prioritize my really good stories that I know I'm going to do.
How many do you go in with? Why am I yelling? Like, how many do you go in with?
I go in with probably 10 to 15.
But 10 to 15, really?
I'm going to only get 3.
Like,
I get it.
I didn't know you had that.
I don't love it, but I get it.
Yeah.
So, I put all those on one sheet of paper and I put it inside these little laminated, what are they? Little plastic covers.
Yeah.
Plastic covers. Ooh, good. And then I put it in my little binder. And so I was holding it out just like every time I was like, hey, I want to do this update on Aiden. I want to do this on Brian Branch. I want to do this. I want to do this. So that's great. Also, another thing I thought I was so crafty with, Bill Belichick in bad weather games is always using a pencil. So I use my pencil because what's the point of using a pen? It's getting everywhere. So I was ready.
Yeah.
And I knew my rain gear was cute. Rains, loved it. Thank you so much. They didn't send it to me. I paid for it, but I loved it. And yeah, it was just all the elements. It was like, we really, really wanted a game, unfortunately, but you have Dan Campbell's like flip chart or the play sheet flying
he
around.
Like attaches it onto his belt glasses, or whatever it is. Yeah.
I was happy for Jared Goff, but I'm doing that first hit and Kev comes down to me and I'm talking about how it's the Lions' first outdoor game and the rain is just coming in slanted where I have my earpiece in. I took it out once. There's water inside and I'm like, am I going to have swimmer's ear? Because I'm pushing water in my ear.
Actually, that's not, sometimes I'd be like, okay, relax, don't be paranoid. But that one I actually get where you're like shoving it. Yeah. I thought about that even with like, we clean our ears, but if you keep pushing those earpieces in, at some point we need to do that wax thing.
I'm deaf. Yeah, for sure.
What?
Anyways, I thought it was so fun, but we were soaking wet. And one more thing, I'll shut up after this. No. The hotel we stay at in Green Bay has showers where you can like press the button up or down in terms of the temperature. So then it turns into a competition on our crew. And honestly, after you've been out on the field for 4 to 5 hours at Lambeau, you want to just sit in a hot shower. And I got to 110. Dean Blandino said he did 115, which is crazy.
Which is burning his skin off. Was he wearing clothes in the shower? Because that's the only way you could withstand 115 degree heat. I texted Erin at one point, the end of the game, and I was like, how's my girl doing? She's like, just need a shower and a glass of wine. It's like, but I love that you like those games. Because I would be like, to be honest with you, I don't like those games. Okay?
I get it.
Little Miss Pre half and post game over here now. I'm like, if it's raining, I'm like, I'd rather be inside, but good for you.
I love dressing up in the elements. I don't like dealing with the elements, but I like it. Like, Brady's upstairs and he's like, oh my God, you can just feel the wind up here. And I'm like, enough. Shush, shushy.
Look down. I'm the one getting blown from the 50-yard line to the 30-yard line.
There was points, it was like closest to the end zone and the wind was blowing so bad. I had to put my back to the wind, but I'm like looking over my shoulder at the play because I was like, it's just getting me in the face. But good for Jared Goff for fucking
I didn't see it in real time because the Fox scheduling of things didn't have on your post game on, but I did see your post game with Jared Goff, and I love. You're the best at this, but like
CBS posted
Jared Goff,
it.
Yeah, I saw it from that. Jared Goff isn't always like, he'll give you more sound bites than anything, and sometimes like he's not like overly animated on stuff. But I loved what he said to you about all of people like questioning if they could play in those elements because they're used to playing in a dome or whatever. But good for the Lions, man. Good for the Lions. I had a chance to sit down with Dan Campbell, as you know.
Talk about it.
Is a Lions love fest right now. So this is not an indictment on the other teams in the NFC North or the other teams in the NFL. But again, as Erin and I have talked about, for Erin, she ends up covering a lot of Cowboys games or 49ers games or whatever. When I first started, I covered a lot of Detroit games because they were not good. I just started, so I was on like the D crew, and it was the 0-16 season, and I probably had 8 or 9 of those 0-16 games. And after a while, just watching the fan base just continue to be discouraged and like, we suck and we just are always going to suck. The same thing with the Commanders. We talked about it last week, how exciting it is, not only for those players, but, I asked Dan Campbell, like what he gets like from the vibe of the town. When he goes out to dinner or gets coffee or whatever, like what are people saying? And it was so sweet. He was like, I get from fans, like, I wish my dad was still alive. Yeah. So he could see the success that the Lions are having as a lifelong Lions fan, or, it's just so exciting that I get to bring my kids to a game and they're good. And just like all of these different things, I think that it can't be overstated that sports is not just about the game on Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. It's like, it's a family thing. It's like, community kind of a thing. I remember when the Seahawks were rolling and they were doing so good, like my nieces and nephews dressing up in, Seahawks colors and going to school, and everyone got excited for the game. So the success of said team has a ripple effect on the community. And it's just really cool to see the Lions have success when that franchise has like been starving for something for so long. So
say the best part that he said though about letting him down, because I was dying to know what was going through your head when you're like, I got him.
Well, so Dan Campbell, for any of you guys that don't know, he is a very passionate person. He is like,
and it's not bullshit.
He's not bullshit. He is a man's man too. Like he played in the league, got his coaching start from Sean Payton, and just, you can feel like his unwavering like dedication to these guys as like a leader of men. The best way that I could like equate it to is like a general in the army, where it's like he's leading these guys into battle. Not to sound dramatic, but like he will like risk his life for them. Like he will do anything for them, and he's just so dedicated to turning this franchise around and like his commitment to these players. Anyways, so I had mentioned something about Jared Goff, who, by the way, in his own story of like feeling like he got
good for you,
just
Jared
thrown
Goff.
to the curb, and I know it's a business,
And
but
didn't
still,
say shit about it.
we
Didn't
all
say
have
a
egos,
thing.
okay? We all have egos. And when you've been removed from, a job because you didn't have, the said success that you're this, success that you were supposed to have in that certain position, and you get another opportunity to show that, no, I am a good quarterback, or I am good at whatever the respected whatever the job is. I just love second chances, and I love redemption stories. So in this particular case, I said to him, I was like, Jared Goff said you're the best leader that he's ever known. And it got to Dan Campbell, and he got emotional about it because you can tell how much he cares. And I just really like that. And I remember leaving that interview and being like, how do you not want to play for a guy like that? It's.
And he said, I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
Oh, bleh.
Yeah. So
can you imagine him on the trophy stand at
absolutely
the Super Bowl?
Absolutely. And that's the thing where it's like, I just, I root for people.
Same.
I love all of the underlying stories, not even underlying, they could be overt storylines in the NFL. And we've talked about it at nauseum. These are people who have families. And so it's like, you see the lows, and then it's also fun to celebrate
David
the highs.
Montgomery said on a podcast he was thinking about taking his life. He was close to taking his life because of his rookie year in Chicago, and people were just on him about fantasy stats, and he was so close to doing it. And look at him now. Like, he's beloved, praised in Detroit. Second chances. Sports are great.
Sports are so great. The ultimate unifier. This podcast is going to come out on Thursday, and I know that obviously in the political landscape, and we don't talk politics on this show. We are entertainment and light and fun in sports, but I would just say sports is the ultimate unifier. And that's what I love about it, is because it brings people together, and it's like, so it's just great in so many different ways. Okay, so that was week. Where are you this week? You're in Tampa.
Tampa. If I have a rain game, I'm out. I'm just, you know what?
Is it supposed to rain?
Let's go down to Erin on the field. No, Kevin, I'm not on the field. I'm in the booth with you and Tom. Enough of this. Enough.
Wait, time out. It's not supposed to rain, is it?
But it always rains
Florida.
in Tampa.
I know, you're right.
Florida.
You're right.
I'm done. Seattle, great. I get it. If I, no. Nope.
Okay, so good luck. When's your next Dome game? Do we know when you could be back in the Dome? I'm headed to Baltimore, which I'm really excited for.
Such a good hotel.
Baltimore in a primetime game, like great atmosphere, and a great divisional game against the Bengals. The Bengals are so interesting. They always start off slow, and then they've rattled off a bunch of wins. So I hope it's like we always do, but divisional games are close, and these two teams historically always play each other very hard. So I'm looking forward to that game. Again, we also don't get a lot of AFC games in at Fox, so excited about that matchup.
Wait till you see Derrick Henry run in his purple. It's just, think about trying to stand in front of a freight train. I don't know how
his diet
beat
and fasting,
the Ravens.
I don't understand how he goes all day and doesn't eat.
Mm-mm.
For someone that size, like, okay, this is what I don't understand about nutrition, and I need to talk to a nutritionist, because this idea, I thought you're supposed to like feed your body to have energy, and then it's like this intermittent fasting that he does, where it's like he doesn't eat all day. And I know like a lot of people do that, but you're also not Derrick Henry. So it's like, how does he sustain or have any kind of energy? It's just like reserve. I don't know. These are questions I don't have answers to. Okay. A lot of randomness. I'm only, what do we have? I have to, full disclosure, Erin, Kurt, and Ryan are being very accommodating. I have 13 minutes. This is how our lives work. Before I have to go get my hair done because this is the only appointment I could get because I had to reschedule it. So
we could do rapid fire.
Rapid fire
of topics.
Our list of things that we wanted to talk about, which will be rapid fire today, is okay. My list started with,
you're not being rapid enough.
I know. Sorry, but you said this is yours. Bad posture ruins a good outfit. What's that?
Not flat. Well, I just saw it on Instagram. I thought it was a phenomenal thing and great for me to remember, even when it's raining on the sidelines. There was a quote. It was from like a chiropractor. Bad posture ruins a good outfit. And they showed all these celebrities in great outfits with bad posture. So I was like, shit, you're right.
I know.
It's so true.
I noticed that actually even in a picture that I just posted because we love Sarah Foster and her sister's brand, Erin's brand favorite daughter. Like I was a little slouchy in a gray jacket, and you're right. Just put those shoulders back. How are you doing on that comfy brace? I need to wear mine.
I need to revisit it. Yeah.
Erin introduced me to something. It's like basically like backpack straps, and it pulls your shoulders back. I need to wear them. Where is mine now that I think about it? But no, don't disagree. Yeah, that's okay.
Traveling, I had this today. You know, it's difficult to get on a 6 a.m. flight. You feel so accomplished when you do. You're sitting down, ready to go. I think everybody tries to have the same thing. Let's close our eyes. I had the two people diagonal, laughing it up, cackling it up, talking so loud. Everybody's sleeping. Enough. Zip it up. Close your eyes and take a second.
And also pull that freaking window shade down. Okay. We don't need to be looking out the window right now on a 6 a.m. flight.
It's not hard.
It's not hard. I know. And then inevitably we turn into the assholes. If you're like, hey, can you pull your shades? Like, no, I'm looking at the view. You're like, there's nothing out there. Okay. What are we doing?
And then my gal who was, diagonal, cackling it up with the guy next to her, I could repeat half the shit they said because I was hearing it as I was falling in and out of sleep. She looked over at the lady across the aisle and goes, did you get a nice nap? And I wanted to say, no, she didn't. None of us did because you didn't shut up.
Here's my thing.
Get out.
About a 6 a.m. flight. We know, look, you're lucky if I'm even making that flight, okay? Because it's like, we're paranoid about the alarm. We finally get there. Erin's worried about the driver. Okay, I'm working in the extra 20 minutes of sleep because I love 20-minute sleep on the way to the airport. Anyways, if you listen to the pregame, all that makes sense. Erin can't trust her driver. She's too afraid something's going to happen. I was taking a 6 a.m. flight the other day. Where was I going? Where was my game?
Detroit.
No, I was taking it to New York, which I get real excited about, the LA to New York. And remember, I used to live in New York, so I would do that like every other week. I love me a 6 a.m., a Delta lie flat. I know I'm going to get that offering of champagne or orange juice, which I'm not taking at a 6 a.m. flight. I just like that it might be an option because now and then
we're not judging you if you do. It helps you go.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not judging either. But like in this particular case, I just liked that I was like, okay, I'm going to be on that 6 a.m. I'm great. We're going through the new Delta One lounge. Everything's going great. But there's no fucking way I'm putting on makeup when we're going to it's moisturizer, it is maybe a hat, and it's like sweats. This girl gets out of the elevator, okay?
Delta Lounge. The Delta One?
Delta, just the elevator to go out to the terminal. She has, her hair is blown out, full makeup, full outfit, like perfume, the whole thing.
Live shot or something?
And I was like this. Like, you're lucky I even got to the airport. What time did you wake? I almost stopped her. I wanted to be like, what time did you wake up to do all this? She didn't look like a girl that wanted to be asked that question. Like, where are you going right now?
Yeah.
And the only excuse that you have for this much effort that early is that the second you get off the plane, you got to go to work or do an interview or something. But like,
but that's still 5 hours sitting in that.
Yeah, exactly. Because my thing is like, just do it on the plane.
And then you got another hour and a half in the car once you land in New York. I mean, unless your work is at LaGuardia or JFK, you're fucked.
I didn't know
you're
if I should
sitting in that traffic.
Mad or impressed. I was like, what's happening here? So anyone that puts forth that much effort on a 6 a.m. flight is not a friend of mine. I don't know what we are doing. Hey, I've been getting a lot of questions. That's an exaggeration. I've been getting a few questions. Jillian's dream guy
I'm let down.
Why?
We've gotten a couple developments in it. So many people have asked. Your husband's asked me. So many
Right.
people are asking.
Well, that was one of the 3 people.
Ryan, can you step in here real quick? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Hi, Ryan.
Go,
Everyone
Ryan.
that's a friend of the show knows this is one of our 2 wonderful producers, Ryan. What do we got?
Okay, so yes, we had so many people reaching out in the DMs, literally offering their help to try and track this guy down.
Oh, sweet.
So I did a group message
Ryan.
on our IG account with Kylie and Jillian to see if there's any more details behind the scenes. Come to find out, Kylie goes, well, yeah, we know he was staying at this hotel because he asked us if we were only going to be there for one night.
Guys,
and I go,
details,
hold on.
both of you.
Wait, you talked to this guy?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was kind of just a passing comment because when we got out of the elevator, he asked us if we were staying the night because we were only carrying our makeup bags. I go, wait a second. He talked to you? These are major details that he left out of the story.
Also, if he's inquiring if you're only going to be there one night, the first thing I think of is he wants to know if you're going to be around because now he's interested. Hello,
100%.
Ryan, you're a guy. You're not going to ask if you were happily married, but in your single days,
Correct.
you're not going to ask a woman, are you here for only one night if you're not interested?
I'm not talking
line.
to any women or it regarding where they're staying or how long they're staying in an area with my parents in the elevator, unless I am dead set on I have got to engage with these women because I'm blown away.
Bottom line, I'm not doing this anymore. I feel like I've really tried to put my life out there for her, and we're not getting. It's a one-way
The same
street.
amount of effort in return.
Yep.
Okay, Jillian, I'm not going to give up on you yet, but I just need. I'm going
done.
to in this relay race. Erin has ran the first leg. I'm going to take the second leg.
There you go.
So
I don't think she wants the baton. I don't think she wants
interesting.
to find him. Because I said, do you want us to continue this?
All right. Well, then I'd like to open this up for the listeners. Anyone out there that wants to find love
that you
and is
wanna find love.
interested in finding a man that they might have met and it was very overt that he wanted to
find him.
continue to talk to them in an elevator or anywhere, then we will take our matchmaking skills somewhere else. And I have still not given up. I know we can't do it during the football season because I can't even do a 30-minute podcast, but I want to make sure that we do our love connection show or singles, mingles, whatever it is.
I'm
love
telling you,
love.
people love love. The calm down listeners love love because there are the
Aww.
And I'm a
DMs
jaded
and the
bitch,
messages were
and I
blowing
still
up.
love
People
it.
were like, I don't even live in Washington, but I want to try and find this guy.
Aw.
So people were trying to make it happen for sure.
Guys,
We
want
had
to
people
find.
willing to risk way too much, actually.
Yeah,
So where I had
heard
to be
that
like,
story.
listen, it's let's make sure we don't do
That's
anything.
really funny, Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ryan, thanks for dealing with all of that. Sorry, it's gone the wayside, but
Hey,
I mean,
it's all good.
How did you feel about just saying to the wayside? Is it?
I don't even know if I used it correctly.
I don't even know what the expression is. Gone by the wayside?
By the wayside.
I think that's
Oh,
right. I've heard that before.
Is that right?
I said in the wayside. I mean, here's the
I don't
thing.
know if that's
why
right,
my
but-
hits are 15 seconds long. You know what
We'll
I mean?
give it to
When
you.
I don't get them
We
until
got 15
7
of
minutes
them.
left.
So if that one doesn't work, we'll get the next one. Don't worry about it. Oh, shit. All right.
Okay, one thing I know you have 2 minutes on before you have to leave. I am having a really hard time with the do not disturb settings on my phone.
Okay, well, why don't you give me your reason?
Okay.
Our reasons are very different.
I'm going to go through it right now. I like to put my phone on sleep or do not disturb when I'm trying to go to sleep before a big game or before a game. And there's a setting you can put on. I'm going to go to it right now. And it says people allowed to kind of like, what's the word?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
They will actually, even if you have your app on silent, like I would always put Jarrett or I put my mom and dad. So if like
emergency
I put
contacts.
great, Ryan, just stay on. So
All right.
yeah,
You can
emergency
do that?
contact. Yeah, but the problem is you can also do that with apps. I have tried different ways to take it off and I can't. And I'm getting texts at 2 a.m. when I like can't get back to sleep. I don't know how to set this right successfully.
I have no, well, first of all, I'm not going to help you at all then because I didn't know that you could exclude a few people from the do not disturb list.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. If I have allow notifications from selected people and apps will be allowed. I have none on my people and none on my apps. So does that mean I shouldn't be getting anything?
Yeah, I think that's my understanding generally of how the do not disturb works.
I'm still getting disturbed.
I would say
Yikes.
let's go to the Genius Bar, but there's nothing fast and efficient about that. these are the
What's
things
your
that
problem
I'm
with
not
do
used
not
to.
disturb?
Oh, we have an
I
appointment in 2 months. You're
Exactly.
like, what?
Right. Exactly. I can barely get to a hair appointment. I mean, I don't have time to do an appointment. Here's my issue with the do not disturb. People are taking a lot of liberties with the do not disturb. So I was late to this whole idea of that anyways. Erin, you were one of the first friends that I had that initiated this like at
What?
night. Well, I just never like, I wasn't I'm only 6 months into the do not disturb
World.
world.
I don't like when I get do not disturb from you.
Right. Well, so now I'm going to call him out. Andrew Whitworth has it on all day. Oh, you're telling me all day I can't disturb you? You're busy all day.
That's
So
crazy.
It's like a false busy because then he'll write back right away. And I'm like, well, what's the point of having the do not disturb on? Because as we know.
How does he get his notifications if it's on do not disturb?
Well, this is my thing. So it's like, are you opening up your phone that many times where like you're seeing text? Because I don't know. I just feel like people, and not just him, I'm seeing a lot more frequency with the do not disturb in the middle of the day. And unless it's like, you're taking care of the baby or you're doing whatever and it's like you can't be bothered, I need people to be available in the middle of the day. At 3 a.m., I get it. You don't want to be bothered. But it's noon. Relax. Getting real cocky with the do not disturbs.
This is such a Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm Seinfeld kind of fit. It's like, I have it on do not disturb, but if you want to disturb and I'll allow you to disturb, I want to see who's disturbing.
Exactly. And then there's exceptions to the disturbing. This conversation's disturbing.
It really is.
So there's that.
So bottom line, if anyone wants to find love, you are not disturbing us. We would like to find that
Open for
person
business.
for you because Jillian's not invested.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
We only want clients that really want to find love.
Are really in it to win it.
I love you guys. Thank you for adjusting your schedules and being open for a 30-minute podcast. I love
Rudy
all of you guys so
Tootie.
much. Thank you for listening. On next week's show, I'm going to give I have a lot of things I'd like to continue to talk about. Buffets at the Delta Lounge, Yelp reviews, flashlights on your phone, and people sneaking a pic and then the flashlight comes on. Lots of things I still want to discuss. So
Put your shoulders back and enjoy your day.
and pull down that goddamn shade on the airplane at 6 a.m.
Stop
I love you
talking.
guys.
Go to bed.
Do not disturb.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.